What if I told you that some of the NFL's rules are so unknown, so strange, and so astounding that you won't believe they exist? Rules that could instantly alter a game's outcome or cause you to reevaluate all you believed you understood about football. Rules that are so uncommon that not all players or coaches are aware they exist. Well, in this video, we're going to reveal some of these secret rules and show you how they work. From the free kick to the drop kick, these are the NFL rules you didn't know exist. But be warned, some of these rules are so crazy that they may shock you, amaze you, or even make you laugh. So buckle up and get ready for a wild ride. Let's get into it. 10. Automatic coin toss loss. Each side is permitted to send out up to 6 players who must be in full uniform and active 3 minutes before the commencement of the game. A team is penalized with an automatic coin toss defeat if it sends fewer than 6 players, more than 6 players, or players who are either inactive or not wearing their full uniform. Since most teams follow the coin toss procedure without incident, this rule is rarely put into action. The coin toss choice has occasionally been lost by teams, nevertheless, as a result of misunderstandings or poor communication. In 2019, for instance, the Dallas Cowboys won the coin toss and chose to kick rather than defer to the Los Angeles Rams. As a result, they were forced to kick off to begin both halves, forfeiting their first half pick. Against the Denver Broncos in 2013, the New England Patriots won the coin toss and chose to kick as opposed to defer. But they did this on purpose to make Peyton Manning play into the wind and take advantage of it. 9. Defensive penalties. According to this rule, any defensive penalties that occur behind the line of scrimmage are assured from the location of the infraction rather than the end of the run. Rather, the original line of scrimmage is where these defensive penalties are applied. 8. Fielding out-of-bounds kicks. The receiving team will be given possession at their 40-yard line if a kickoff sends the ball out of bounds without them making the final touch. This is common information among knowledgeable football fans. However, most fans are unaware of or confused as to where the out-of-bounds line begins. A player is considered out of bounds if he crosses the goal line while receiving a kickoff. The ball is deemed out of bounds if any player's body leaves the playing area when it makes contact with them. A player from the receiving team who steps out of bounds and then touches the ball while it's still inbounds is an exception to this rule. The receiving team can choose to take possession of the ball 30 yards from the kickoff location at the inbounds line on the side of the field where the ball went out of bounds, or at the out-of-bounds spot if the ball is deemed to be out of bounds at the location where the player touched it. The kicking team may incur this kind of unsportsmanlike touching penalty during a free kick. By purposefully kicking the ball out of bounds or compelling a member of the receiving team to leave the field, this regulation is meant to prevent the kicking team from getting an unfair advantage. Additionally, it motivates the receiving team to field the ball accurately and keep it from going out of bounds. Both teams may experience difficulty fielding out-of-bounds kicks because they must be cognizant of their positioning on the field and the location of the ball. 7. Game clock will run after sacks. One of the most recent rules, it was adopted ahead of the NFL's 2014 regular season. In accordance with this rule, if the quarterback is sacked before the 2-minute mark, the clock will continue to run. When the quarterback was sacked in the past, officials would blow their whistles to halt the time. This gave receivers enough time to go back into the huddle and gave quarterbacks time to get up after being sacked. 6. Illegal leverage. According to this rule, the defensive team is not allowed to push or drag members of its own players to gain an advantage in height or momentum as the attacking team attempts to kick a field goal or extra point conversion. A 15-yard penalty is assessed as a result. The Patriots were penalized for this violation against the Jets during the 2013 season. Bill Belichick, the coach of the Patriots, was obviously not happy with this. He claimed that the Jets had broken the same rule while his own team was on defense, but the referees failed to notice it. 5. Possession after a touchdown. The National Football League's complete the process of the catch rule is the term used to describe the possession rules that apply following a touchdown. This rule states that a player catching a pass in the end zone must keep possession of the ball during the entire catch. This demands that the player maintains precise control of the ball even after it has contacted the ground. The receiver must meet the requirements listed below for the catch to be counted as a touchdown. Secure possession. The receiver must take possession of the ball and have total control of it with at least 1 foot or other body part inbounds. Establish 2 feet or another body part inbounds. After gaining possession of the ball, the receiver must have 2 feet or another body part such as a knee or elbow contacting the ground. Keep the ball under control during the process. The receiver must keep the ball under control to prevent it from touching the ground, an opponent's player, or leaving the bounce. When the receiver hits the ground, he or she must continue to exert control until the referee declares the catch to be successful. The play could be deemed incomplete if a receiver botches the catch and loses possession of the ball. The decision is typically determined by the officials present on the field, though in some cases, a video review may be necessary. It's important to keep in mind that the rule's meaning has changed throughout time, and contentious calls have occasionally been made. To promote uniformity and clarity in the game, the NFL regularly evaluates and modifies its regulations. 4. Post-touchdown dunks banned. A post-touchdown dunk over the goalposts has been forbidden by an obscure NFL rule. It may have been common for players to celebrate a successful touchdown by doing this in the past, but that is no longer permitted. Contrary to what some may believe, this is not a brand new law. Instead, it's more of a revision to an earlier regulation that prohibits any participant from using the football as a prop. 3. Snaps between the quarterback's legs. One of the oddest and most unknown in the NFL rulebook is this one. According to this rule, the quarterback must be the next player to touch the ball if he's under center and fails to make the catch as the ball travels between his legs. Even in defense, if any player touches the ball before the quarterback, the officials deem it a false start by the offense. This regulation was last enforced at some point in a 2007 Bears-Eagles game. 2. The drop kick. Another way to kick a field goal or punt the ball is the drop kick. This regulation was put in place in the early years of the league to prevent players from kicking or punting the ball, then bouncing it off the ground and hitting it. The rugby game is where this style of kick originated. Back then, when the ball was still rounder, it made a lot more sense because it was simpler for the player to predict which way the ball would bounce. Even though it's technically no longer applicable, this regulation is still listed in the NFL rulebook. 1. The fair catch kick. One of the NFL rulebook's more nuanced and controversial rules is the fair catch kick. It takes place during kickoff. A receiving team has 2 choices when they request a fair catch. They may decide to attempt a field goal or begin an offensive possession. The fair catch position must be used for the field goal attempt. Also, the kicker cannot use a tee. He must instead employ a place kick or a drop kick. In addition, the defense is not allowed to be within 10 yards of the kickoff location. The San Diego Chargers were the last team to successfully use a fair catch in 1976. Through the use of place kicker Ray Wersching, they were able to convert a fair catch into 3 points. And that's it for this video. We hope you enjoyed learning about some of the unknown and fascinating rules in the NFL. Which one of these rules surprised you the most? Do you know any other NFL rules that we missed? Let us know in the comments below. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video. See you in the next one.